What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make Things Tiny. If you're interested in off-grid living and off-grid tiny house living in particular, this is the perfect video for you. Today we're welcoming Kristine back onto the channel. Kristine's been living in their off-grid tiny home for 3 years and now they're selling it. So they're going to talk about their experience going tiny, why they're leaving tiny, and they're going to give a full extended tour of their 610 square foot tiny home and the greenhouse too. So make sure you watch to the end so you can see the full tour of their tiny home, and make sure you subscribe to this channel as well too. Let's get into it. I'm here today with Kristine. Kristine, thank you so much for being back on the channel. Kristine's going to talk to us a little bit about their experience living tiny, and now they're leaving tiny and selling their tiny home. So we get a chance to talk to Kristine about that and then see the home, of course, too. If you don't mind just talking a little bit about what made you decide to move into the tiny house, and then we can talk about why you're selling it.
Okay, well, first, Mick, thank you so much for having me back. It's a pleasure to return. So I used to live downtown Toronto. I had a wellness clinic. I was doing pretty good. And then the lockdowns happened and we weren't allowed to practice for a long time. The practitioners left. The landlord wasn't being reasonable. So I lost the clinic. I lost everything. And we had to go home and stay there. And they started putting 5G towers up everywhere. It was getting really crazy with the 5G towers, and it was causing me to have these really bad headaches. So, just not making any money, not having these headaches. I was just kind of sitting there thinking, I need to do something else. I don't even know why I'm still here in the city anymore. It doesn't serve me anymore. So I ended up finding an ad for helping out on a farm. And I went to see the farm. I fell in love with it. And the farmer said, hey, if you really like it here, we really like you. If you would like to come and stay, you can, but you would need to provide your own housing. All volunteers have to provide their own housing. So that's how I came to be here on the farm. I've been here for 3 wonderful years. It's very peaceful here. It's beautiful. I had no idea how much I needed quiet and nature until I came here and did this. Yeah. So, and then your next question was, why am I selling it? So so my dad actually ended up having a stroke recently. He's been in the hospital for 4 months. It's been a rough go for the entire family. So that happened, and then also my daughter is having her very first baby, which is very exciting, and she wants me to be present. So when all these things are happening at once, I just realized home is where I need to be. And I'm not willing to leave here and rent it to anybody because it is off-grid and you need to be able to maintain it and know what you're doing. So I decided to sell and just go home, stay with my parents, and help my dad get back on his feet and be there to help my daughter with her baby. So that's why I'm selling.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I'm sorry to hear about your dad. That's exciting to hear about your daughter.
Yeah,
but yeah, it does sound like, everything's kind of like pointing towards, head back home. So it's cool
Yeah.
that you've had these past 3 years to really enjoy your life off grid.
Yeah. It's just time, when you just know something served its purpose. And I've been out here for 3 years. I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, just having the peace and quiet, having the nature, the grounding. I've learned so much. I've been able to accomplish things I never thought I would be able to do. Being a single city girl out here off the grid, I'm really proud of myself and what I've created. I think this is a stunning home. I'm really proud of it. And I'm so happy to be able to share what I've done with everybody. And hopefully somebody will buy this and love it as much as I did.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like a really incredible place and just a cool opportunity for anyone. I feel like there's plenty of people right now that, could use a break from city life because cities are becoming even more popular, like even more dense, if which is hard to imagine because it doesn't seem like there's enough space. And then every few months I see them putting more houses up where like I didn't even think they had the space to fill them. So yeah.
and inflation is insane. The price for housing here in Canada and Ontario is unbelievable. I think probably in the States too, right? It's really expensive to buy a house,
yeah.
even a small house.
Yeah, it's really hard to like think about like the way we saw housing like 20 or 30 years ago, and I don't know if I would have thought we would be at this place this soon. Because I'm still in my 30s. Like I think I would imagine to be in this position when I'm like 10 or 15 years out from now. But yeah, this is just where we're at. It's really expensive to honestly live anywhere and any type of lifestyle. So it makes the most sense to just choose your lifestyle because you're going to have to pay for it regardless at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you selling it for? And can you take us around and just sort of like show us what you've done, sort of like show off everything that you've done and help people to get a sense for why you've fallen in love with it.
Okay. So I am asking 350,000 Canadian. This at this point is really a tiny mansion. It's not a tiny home anymore. It's now 610 square feet. It is luxury. This is a luxury tiny mansion. So it's 350, and for that 350, there's a lot included. So I have a full off-grid package. I'll talk power just because I know people will want to know that stuff.
Sure.
I've got 16,000 watts of power in a full cabinet of solar batteries. I have, and the system's called Blue Planet. It's very expensive and it lasts a long time, 25-year lifespan, which is really awesome. I have a Schneider 4,000 watt inverter. And then for backup power, I have a Generac 9,400 watt generator. I have 6 solar panels totaling 2,352 watts. I have a Cinderella incinerating toilet, which I'll show you. It's really cool. What else do I have? Also, there are 2 decks that are attached. One is 6x12 and the other one's 8x12. So those are mobile. They're not stuck into the ground, so those can be moved too.
Okay.
And then the tiny home itself is 10x40, so it's a big tiny home. And then I added a pod that is 14x15, which can be detached and moved as well. Everything is mobile. So it's a really great house. It also comes fully furnished. Everything was custom fit to the furniture that I bought. It's all very modern, minimalist style. And I'm really looking forward to showing everybody what I've created here.
Yeah, it sounds great. Cool. I'm excited to see it.
Where the house is presently parked right now is a beautiful spot. I'm on a 100-acre organic farm. The parking spot that I'm on is very, very private. It's in a forested area. It's 45 wide by 130 deep. The next neighbor on the farm isn't for probably 300 feet. So very, very private. Okay, so I'll try and back through the house with the camera facing this way. Okay. So the first thing I want to show is, I guess we should go inside the closet and show the power. Can you see the inverter?
Yeah, I can see it.
And then in here we have the full batteries and the cabinet. It's a lot of power.
Okay. Oh wow, that is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of power. So here is from the front door, we have the living room and kitchen area. Everything is
pretty big.
Stainless steel. Yeah, it's a big house. Stainless steel backsplash, convection oven / microwave. There is tons of storage in this house. And there's this table here is matching the countertops in the kitchen. Everything that is here is custom quartz countertops that every surface matches in this house. I don't know if you can see.
I like that window that pops out too. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's nice to have the awning windows so that when it rains, you don't get rained in. So here is the living room space. There is the couch here, which also is a day bed. I hope you can see everything. Going into the bathroom, it's a really big bathroom. This is bigger than a lot of people's bathrooms.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge. I wouldn't have known you were in the bathroom if you hadn't said something because there's so much walk room.
This is the incinerating toilet. It burns. Cool. So for those people who aren't into the compost toilet, incinerating toilet is a great option. This is the shower here. It has a full soaker tub. I don't know if you can see the soaker tub.
Yeah,
can you
see the tub? Cool.
And there's a window in here for ventilation. Great. And in here we have our water closet, which houses the an on-demand hot water tank, all the filtration systems you'll need for sediment, carbon, bacteria, balancing pH. And we have a washer combo, washer dryer, which is great. The water comes from a well, a dug well on the property, through these pipes into the pump. So all the water that comes into the house is from the well, but it's all fully filtered.
Okay.
Then we'll move into the office area, which is also pretty big for an office, but it can also be a bedroom. This used to be my bedroom. Yeah. Okay. So I do my workouts here, and I work here as well. There is tons of storage in the office. And then, so this ends the tiny home. So now we move into the pod. So the two French doors here are the end of the tiny home, and then you move through into the pod, which is 14 by 15. It's a really big space for a bedroom. Okay. It's got built-in closets. It's just a really beautiful big space. You could do anything with it. You could make it into your living room if you like, and change the office into the bedroom. It's really up to you. Everything can be moved. This is my backyard that I worked very hard to create. So this is the backyard.
Yeah, I've seen it on your Instagram. It looks cool. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And since I'm selling this as, a full off-grid homesteading package, I figured I'd just quickly take you guys into the greenhouse really quick. Just over here is the dug well. Okay, and then here's the greenhouse. It's 10 by 26 polycarbonate.
Okay, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a really big greenhouse for anybody who wants to start their homesteading and growing food. It's a really great space. And I'm actually selling it with these 4 elevated beds. They will come with the greenhouse, as well as this work table and the shelves here.
Okay.
So that's really it. That's the full kitten and caboodle.
Okay. Yeah. It's a lot, though. I think that, whoever, ends up falling in love with it, they're going to be getting a lot. Like you're saying, it's like pretty much a ready to go homestead, which is really, that's exciting for someone that's looking to be off grid and make their own food, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And I've got rain barrels on the side of the house as well. Oh, and also, I don't know if you can see, there's the shed over there. That is included as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
so it's just like a storage shed?
Yeah, just for storage. Yeah. So that's everything. Hopefully you can see everything.
It's exciting. I know that it's kind of like, Yeah, I feel like, yeah, like I think anyone watching that watches the video gets to see like all of it, so that's really good. And you've answered a lot of questions people would probably have around like the off-grid aspect of it. For
Right.
people that are watching that don't know what off-grid means, and then those
Mhm.
that do know and they want to make sure that they're getting, what they would need to be able to live off-grid, like, and keep
Yeah.
everything, sustainable and running. So I think that it's helpful that you walked through all of those different things so they know.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a off setting yourself up off grid is very expensive at first. So I've done it all for you. You don't have to do it. It's done and connected and ready to go. So that's nice. But if there was anybody who was interested in just the house, I've had people interested in just the house and like shipping it to wherever they are. It's a really great, beautiful home as an investment property that they could use, to rent it to a tenant, or they could put it in their glamping camp and have people Airbnb.
Got it.
It's really great.
Okay.
So many different options. So if somebody was interested in doing that, then we would, of course, then talk about different pricing depending on what it is that they're interested in. But for the house on the spot that it's on right now, with everything set up and hooked up, it's $350 for it.
Okay. And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Is it Instagram? Is it email? Like, what's the best way for them to reach out to you if they're interested and they have questions?
I think my Instagram is probably where I spend most of my time, but I understand not everyone has that.
Okay.
So I can pass along my agent's email to you so they can give him a call if they're interested.
Okay. Awesome.
Great.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you were able to come on and be able to show people everything that you're doing, what you're selling, what you have to offer. And I'm excited for you, to be able to spend more time with your family, and hopefully,
Yeah.
someone reaches out after watching the video and, they find their new homestead. That's exciting.
Yeah. Hey guys, if I can do it, I used to wear 6-inch heels and stilettos and makeup and the full fashion downtown Toronto. If I can be an absolute 150% city person and come down here to a farm and live off grid, I learned all of it. It's a well-oiled machine. If I can do it, you can do it.
It's good. It's a good way to kind of like sell that, because I do feel like that maybe some people don't feel like they can do it. So yeah, you can learn anything. So that is a really good way to sort of like put that for people.
Totally. It can be very intimidating but hey, I could do it, and if I can, anybody can do it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and everything will be in the it's in the video description, so they'll be able to reach out to you and ask questions and hopefully buy your place.
Great. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for interviewing me again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad that you're able to come back on.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah. All right, that was my conversation with Kristine. I appreciate Kristine taking the time to sort of walk us through why they've gone tiny, why they're leaving tiny life, and also giving us the extended tour of their tiny home. So you've got all the specs you need now. You know the price for the home, you've seen the interior, you've seen the greenhouse, you know everything that comes with it. So make sure you reach out so that you can get connected to Kristine, ask questions, and hopefully find your very own tiny homestead. Thank you so much, Kristine, again for coming back on the channel. If you're new to the channel, please take time to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. If you tap the notification bell, you find out when I drop new videos. I drop new videos every single week. And if you're curious about more tiny homes or DIY tiny homes, you can check out this video here of Tiffany, who built their very own tiny house in Florida. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to think tiny.